In this video, I will talk about Microsoft Azure Free Account. I have been using Azure for a while and I just wanted to understand whether Azure Free Account is really free or not. So what I did, I created a new Microsoft Azure account and my Azure account is still eligible for 12 months free tier access. And while checking the Azure documentation, I looked at which products are free for 12 months. So I came to know that there is a Linux VM. I can use 750 hours of compute, and for that I need to use B1S VM type. Similarly, I could use Windows and manage disks. So there are two disks which are free. So I went ahead and I launched Ubuntu VM of B1S type with one P6 data disk. And I was using this for a while. Now the question is, should I be charged for the above configuration or not? Now, if you look at this documentation, then my expectation was certainly that I should not be billed for this configuration because I am using 750 hours of VM. I am using one P6 disk. So I was not crossing the free tier limits. But to my surprise, I received some bill. Now these numbers are not really big, but I was concerned about why I am still getting billed. Now if you look at this particular screenshot, then it is showing you disk, storage, premium page block, P6 disk is free. So I did not get any charge for this. This is as per the expectation. Similarly, my VM, and if you look at this virtual machines, BS series, B1S is free. So my cost is zero. To my surprise, Azure charged me for OS disk. And if I look at my OS disk, the storage type is standard SSD managed disk, E4 disk, and they billed me for around 15 rupees INR. Now this is the cost of almost a day. So I checked the documentation again, and this is in line with the documentation. And to confirm my understanding, I did wrote an email to Microsoft support, and Microsoft did confirm that yes, the charges for the OS storage would be charged separately, and that is the charges you are viewing. So let me go back to my presentation. Now the question is, how can we run Azure VM without OS disk? Now running B1S VM for 750 hours for free is not possible in the above configuration as I am still charged for the OS disk. So let me go to Azure console. So I am inside my Azure console, and if I go to my VM, let's say I want to add new VM. So I'm going to create a virtual machine, and I say I want to use the existing resource group. VM is test VM. I choose my region as West India. Image is Ubuntu server, and standard B1S, 1 CPU, 1 GB memory. Now it is showing you some kind of cost, 709 rupees per month. But since I am eligible for this 12 months free tier, I will not be billed. I specify my username and password, and I go to next disks. Now if I look at this configuration and I selected this standard SSD. Now here I don't get an option of choosing any other disk type. Now this is something which I have to live with, and I can add my additional data disk by coming here, create an attached new disk where I can choose the existing disk type. So I can go here and change the size to P6. So this is what precisely I did. And if you notice this configuration, now here I cannot really change anything. Azure is not going to charge for this disk because this is going to be free, because this is eligible for that free tier, but they're going to charge me for the OS disk. So I'm not going to launch this further. I just wanted to show you where I chose my disk type as well as data disk. But the question is, can you really run your VM without OS disk? So in the current configuration, I cannot spin up my VM without OS disk. And even if I'm running my VM for 750 hours, Azure is not going to charge for the VM, but in practice, this is not going to be useful for me because I'm still charged for the OS disk. So this is something which is a problem. I see this as a gotcha. This does not happen in AWS. We ran production workload under free tier for 1 year without paying a single penny to AWS. So in this context, AWS is a better option. So if I'm using Azure under free tier, I still have to shell out some money to Microsoft. Now this is something which I don't want, and I will not use Azure in this context, but I will prefer AWS as a cloud platform. And that's all for this video. And if you like this video, please like it, share it, subscribe to my channel.